Hey guys, it's Jane here and I'm back with an update video for the Luigi Circuit Ultra Shortcut Theory video I posted last month. And there's kind of two concepts I want to clarify. Now the first one involves the out of bounds plane and how far away it is from the track at any given time. Now the out of bounds plane, I talked about it in the other video. It's completely flat, but it has collision, so as you can see I actually am landing on something here. There's floor there. Unlike most tracks where you'll just fall forever. However, I think people think that that is always the same distance from the race, like the road itself where I am right now, but it actually differs a lot. As you can see, although the out of bounds plane is flat, the track itself isn't. As you can see, I am going slightly uphill now, and you might be hard to tell, but this track is sloped uphill, so I am getting farther away from the out of bounds plane as I continue to go uphill. And right about this point is the highest point in the entire track. So if I fall out of bounds here, I fall for much longer, as you can see, than I did right by the starting line. So I guess I'll do that once more just for clarification. But as you can see, I only fall for a split second below the track before I die. Okay, so now I wanted to explain the second concept, which is how getting a barrel roll in Luigi Circuit would allow us to also get the ultra shortcut to work. So you don't really need to know the technical aspects of it, but a barrel roll is a trick that allows you to flip your vehicle upside down. And something really interesting about this we found a while ago is that while upside down, the game actually can't detect you out of bounds. We don't really know why this is yet, but you just need to know that it works. So if you flip upside down, you can basically drive on just imagine the darker sand in DS Desert Hills or the darker grass in Mario Raceway. You could drive on that and you would not die, but you'd be upside down. I can't really give a good visual other than that. I hope that makes sense. Now, the interesting thing about this is that, as you remember, the out-of-bounds plane in Luigi Circuit doesn't just kill you. It does kill you, but unlike most out-of-bound collision types, it actually, you can drive on it, but it is the same type of collision as that darker sand or grass in those in DS Desert Hills and Mario Raceway. Which means, if we found a way to barrel roll upside down, we could drive on the out-of-bounds plane, and because that out-of-bounds plane extends beneath the entirety of the track, we could basically drive underneath the track and it'd basically be the freest ultra shortcut imaginable. Now, one difficulty with this is, though, that the longer the airtime you have between the area where you start to flip upside down and where you land, the longer the game has to correct you. So as you're falling, the game will try to revert you to being facing forwards again. So, and as you know, and why I brought up the concept earlier, is that Luigi Circuit isn't flat. So if we found a way to barrel roll all the way up here at the highest point of the track, it'd be pretty much useless. Because by the time we fall all the way and land on the out-of-bounds plane, we will have reverted back to being facing the correct direction again, or the correct orientation, and then we'll die because we're not upside down, obviously. However, right by the start line where the out-of-bounds plane is much closer, there probably is enough time, or there's less time, so you will stay at flipped upside down when you land on the out-of-bounds plane. Now, obviously, there's one huge issue with this, which is that there's actually no place in Luigi Circuit you can barrel roll, and here's the twist, I think I may have found a location. Now, there's two gigantic problems with this. One of them is that, to be honest, I'm not even sure the exact collision types you need to get a barrel roll to work for sure, so I'm pretty certain that this location will work, though I'm not certain, so I don't want to mislead you, but I'm fairly certain, but just don't take it as fact. Now, the second problem is that the place you barrel roll from is on the other side of the track that we haven't found a way to get past yet. So as you know, there's that place up here at the start of the track where you can clip out of bounds and then drive all the way around, so you can be right next to the start line on this side though. But there's no trick yet to get out of bounds on this side, which is the side I found this place to barrel roll on. Now, another thing I should clarify is this place I found is actually out of bounds, so that's why we need to find a way to get out of bounds on this side of the track. Now, one fortunate thing, though, is that this location actually is right by the start line. So, that means, as I said earlier, there's less time you're falling, so it's fairly likely that the barrel roll would work if we could pull it off from my location. So, I'll stop building the pressure. I'll show you the location and how we might be able to get to it. Now, if there ever was a way to get that, the first thing is first, there's no way to get here. But if there ever was, if it was ever found, there was a way to get through out of bounds right here, right by the start line, on the opposite side of the track, you could clip off of this fence, or this pole right by the start line has collision that sticks out of bounds a little bit, this starting line pole. So you could clip off of this, and then where you could land is this sign here. Now, the base of the sign actually is collision, and this is the whole point of the video actually. Is that this area here? I don't know if people knew about it. I saw it when I was looking at the collision model of the track, but as you can see, you can drive on it. Now it's gonna take me a few tries because the future fly messes my momentum, but you can 100% drive around on this, and basically, I don't know if this is the right collision type, but it seems to me that it is the same type of collision type that you can pull off a barrel roll from. So you can see, you can kind of fall off the edge a little bit and tilt your vehicle forwards a little bit. I'm not sure if that's how you pull off a barrel roll, but basically, I don't even know how to describe this. Basically, the whole concept is false. Using one mushroom, you'd want to get out of bounds on the inside of the track, which, as I keep saying over and over again, because I don't want it to be lost on you guys, is that is not possible. Like, that is not possible currently. So this whole theory currently is basically useless, but the rest of it just lines up too perfectly for me to ignore it, you know? So, the second step would be to do similar to my other idea, just stay hugging the inside of the wall, kind of like this, all the way to the start line. Where finally, using your second mushroom, you can land on this platform. You'd probably, because of the angle, you'd probably have to hit this pole here, which also is collision, to stop you. But you'd have one mushroom left. Now, I'm not sure how barrel rolling works, but you could I don't know if you need a mushroom in order to make the barrel roll work, but you have an extra mushroom to work with. Then you could do the barrel roll, fall upside down, and then basically drive underneath the track to get the ultra shortcut to work. But once again, obviously, it's going to be a flap only, so fast lap only ultra shortcut, because of the setup, obviously. Once again, it will take a long time. So, I don't know. I just want to make this video real quick, because this is, I don't know if anyone's ever mentioned that this sign right here actually is collision, and it's right by the start line, which is, as I keep mentioning, is the best place to be to start a barrel roll. So, I guess this, I'll say one more time, just to wrap up the video, because I don't want it to be too long, but this depends on whether we can find a way to get out of bounds on this side of the track, and whether a barrel roll is actually possible from that platform. Because, to be honest, I'm really not certain if it is. I think it is. I really do think it is, but I really don't. I also have, like, no clue. So, if anyone's watching this video and wants to check this out, I highly recommend doing that. Even though there's no way to get out of bounds yet. If there was, I really do think the rest of this ultra shortcut would be entirely possible and doable for a flap, and we would literally have 3 ultra shortcuts in 2020 already. And Luigi Circuit definitely seems like one of the hardest tracks to break, and we're really this close.